Not instantly, it wasn't like struck by lightning, but I'm sure as I go through practice today and get to look around a little bit more, things might start to settle in for me.
You've got your whole family here. What does that mean to you?
It means a lot just to have my kids here, have my granddaughter here, and just I, it's not a lot of fun to be on this bench, though. I know that just from all my experiences here. So, as much as I'm nostalgic about being here, and this means a lot, and I appreciate, John and the Duke program for doing this because for me, it's a way to. I didn't need closure. I think the way I left it was pretty good, but it's just like another taste, another way to kind of say goodbye, and I think it's a great thing. It's a worthy cause. It's a great for the Duke Children's Hospital, and I think it's great for our team to get a chance to see a team like Duke, and they were very impressive in their exhibition. So hopefully we get a lot out of it that help prepare us here for the season.
You were here for Mike's last game, Coach K's last game. Is there
Yes.
any other times, or how many other times roughly do you think you've been here over the years in the stands? Catch a game?
I've seen one game here, it was a couple of years after I left, and I felt weird being here, not being on the floor. So my daughter went to school here, my oldest, so we're here for graduation here. I think for one of their Midnight Madness deals, but so this will be really only the second time in Cameron Indoor that I've been to since I left.
I mean, you said you came back a few years after you left, but then also like Coach K's last game you were here.
Well, not here in the building. I think we had a game that day, but I was in New Orleans, for his last game. So I was there for that in the building. Yeah.
How would you describe what it's like on a game night in here?
I just tried to tell a couple of our guys, like, this is not, you're not going to be overwhelmed when you look at it here. Like, you walk in, but when you put all the bodies in here and the environment, it's a different level, and I'm glad they get to get a taste of it.
Bobby, when you think of all the core memories and lessons you learned in this place, what comes to your mind, especially now that you're a coach, and what you kind of implemented?
Just the great memories being on the stage after the first national championship and seeing, all the students and all the people here celebrating our first title, and just the wars we had against Carolina. You never forget those here, and certainly my last day, senior day, just soaking in everything that we had done and the whole career. So I've never wanted to come back here because it was so good to me, and that's why I'm nervous that I'm on the other side of this now, and but we'll see what happens tomorrow night for sure.
Coach, can you talk about your relationship with former players from here, like Leitner? I mean, y'all had such an epic bond between the two of you here.
Yeah.
Do you still keep in touch with him and other Duke greats from your team?
Yeah, I mean, we have there's some guys that are still in the profession. I've had guys like Tommy Amaker and Johnny Dawkins that were a little bit before me, but they're in my business, so I see them regularly. Kenny Blakeney was my roommate. He's the head coach of Howard right now, so we see each other on the road, different things like that. Christian, I usually see him at the Final Four, every year, and Grant, whenever I can see Grant, it's extremely busy, but those are guys I try and stay in touch with. I think it's a great opportunity to try and give back, and I know how much the Duke Children's Hospital meant to Coach K when I played here, and what it now means to John. So that was it was a no-brainer for us to want to support that, and I'm glad that the proceeds will be able to be given to the Duke Children's Hospital. I can't really hear you.
Is it different now than it was before? Like your relationships with athletics and fundraising for
I felt like we were very active in the community then, and I'm sure that's a big slice of the pie in terms of what John is doing and what we'll try and do in Arizona to support charities, whether for us it's the boys clubs in Arizona or here in this instance the Duke Children's Hospital.
It's an exhibition round night, but I get the sense you'll be just as stressed and nervous as you are if it was the NCAA regional game.
Well, we're still in experimentation mode to a degree. I'm still working through like what combinations work or which don't. So this is another chance against a high-level opponent to see what we look like and then digest all that information. Like our scrimmage led to like a 90-minute film session. Just about every possession there was a breakdown on defense or offense. So, I'm hoping that we have, that we learn from some of those things so we can move on to some new mistakes that we'll make tomorrow that we could work on. So that's kind of how I'm approaching this. But,
Can you prepare your players for this, or is it something you just have to experience?
I mean, it's, some of these guys were with me last year at Arizona. They played, Adam Miller's played here. He's the one player. He was, I think, with Illinois during COVID, but he told me there were no fans here then. So it's like playing here without the fans, it's a whole different ball game. So it'll be interesting to see how they react. I would more curious, I think, with the freshmen. You wonder what they're going to do in this environment, just with their youth, and see how they handle it. So it's good for us. We play some hard games really early in our schedule. So John being able to help put this together with me, I think is going to hopefully pay dividends for us once we start for real. We talked about it, my wife and I, yesterday, just that, he wears number 11. I didn't put a gun to his head and make him do that. He wanted to do that on his own, and he's wearing, 11 for Arizona State, the Sun Devils and Blue Devils. So there's a lot of connectors, and I'm just happy that he could be here and share this with me, and he's excited to be a part of it. He was so excited, man. He took an elbow to the cheek in practice 2 days ago and got 8 stitches. So he's ready for war, I think. Yeah, our administration did a really good job of putting together a almost like a bucket list type of experience for a select number of our donors. So, last night we had a nice reception when we got here, and then today we just did film. We're gonna do like another cocktail hour. Coach K was gracious enough to spend some time with me tonight so that our people could interact with him, and so that's going to be a really positive thing, and our people are excited to get the experience of being here at Cameron Indoor.
What kind of experience have you got? About, I don't know, living about your jersey being up there, or just kind of what it's like, or your playing time? Have they asked questions this week?
I just kind of more put the fear of God into them yesterday. Like in the morning, like we had a very early morning with the time change to get to our flight and stuff. So just to really let them know, hostile environment, really good players, well-coached team. And it's been more of that more than like them asking me a million questions. I'm sure it'll start happening once they start looking around and seeing some of the banners and maybe my jersey, but trying to make it more about the game and less about me. I know it's inevitable that might happen though.
Do any of them, they were born long after your time here. Do any of them have the kind of basketball history that they're aware of what you did here? Have they asked questions about your time here?
Not really. It's 30 years plus. The video's really grainy. I think one of my guys watched it and they said they respect it. So that was good enough for me.
Everybody good? He's gonna go over.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bob.